that they're really easy to have intercourse with other people. They're really not that hard to get into.
Sir, this gotta do what the what?
What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets React, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. We're super excited about this video, guys. If you're new to us and we're new to you, make sure you scroll down, hit that red subscribe button, and turn on the post notification bell because we're on the road to 50K. And we cannot get there without you guys. All right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Hi, my name is Yafa, and have you noticed where I'm standing? This city is one of a kind. It's the only city where you can smoke weed, drink alcohol, and take magic mushrooms legally. It's the city that averages the tallest people in the world. It's also the most dense city in all of Europe. Now, these are facts, but what about stereotypes? And more specifically, what are the stereotypes that the Dutch have on Americans?
Uh-oh.
And we'll decide for ourselves that which is fact and which is stereotype.
Man, they lit out there. They do what they please.
Basically. Did he say where they are?
Europe.
Oh, Europe?
Yes.
Well, I thought he said it's a city in Europe.
It's a city in Europe. I don't think I caught it. That look like,
Hold up, wait. This may be a little bit off. But, and I already kind of know what y'all going to say. But, how do it smell right there? Because in areas like San Antonio and what is the other one, Las Carolinas, where we went to take pictures at like last year, 2 years ago, that stink right there. When you have water right there, let me know. This is not an opportunity to say because your water system sucks. This not.
Oh my, to say, that was very random.
Yeah, because I saw it and I'm like, all these people walking.
Was it the Houston comment that I made? That it looked like San Antonio?
Yeah, when you said San Antonio.
It does. That little strip did.
Yeah, with water. Now, the San Antonio one don't stink, but the Las Carolinas one, it stinks.
They dropped it in the comment. Yeah. You heard it.
Her water system, I knew it was Amsterdam.
Okay.
When it comes to like stereotypes, what are some of the stereotypes that the Dutch people have about Americans?
About the Americans, they're loud mouths, you know, they got a big mouth and they're loud. And
I think that if it's about Americans, that they're like loud and noisy and talk very like overreacting.
We are hurt.
Overreacting. Not only bad things.
I think big things. Everything is big because of the commercials in Amsterdam, in the Netherlands are. When they talk about Americans, that everything's big. I don't know.
Like everything's
everything. The cars, everything.
Yes, but just when you have a conversation with them. Like, oh, okay.
Oh, yes. So, well...
The mighty question.
The mighty question, yes. That they think a lot of themselves. That's the big thing in my mind, that the Americans do think a lot of themselves. They think they're better than everybody else.
Yes, she did not mean that in a good way, y'all.
That's my biggest problem with Americans. Sorry about that. If I'm offending you as an American.
No, it's all right. I can take it.
Good.
When it comes to
She got me thinking. You know how when people say that, you know, America thinks that they're better than everybody,
right.
It makes me think about the history of this country and how this country was, you know, the United States of America, not the land that we live on, because we all know the land that we live on belongs to the indigenous people, right?
Right.
But it gets me thinking, you know, the people who left their countries to come, you know, make the United States of America, how they were like, oh, come here, we're going to make everything bigger, the industrial system and, you know, all of these things. It makes me think, did that stereotype come from that? Like when the people would visit their hometown, I mean, not hometowns, but homelands, how they would say, oh, everything is better in America, you know? It makes me wonder, like, do that stereotype come from there?
It has something to do with it, I believe. I think it got something to do with it.
Yeah, because we think we're better than everybody. And then another thing, like, a lot of people say that we're ignorant to the rest of the world, but, like, us, before even, you know, starting to do this content, yeah, we would say, oh, we want to go here one day. Oh, we need to travel this place. Us just trying to, you know, we're trying to create the life that we want to live.
Mm-hmm.
We're so focused on what we can do in America because
Right,
that's
right.
where we're from. So it's like,
That we don't got time to literally think more into what
Yeah.
everyone else is doing or what
Yeah.
they're up to. Unless it's
Yeah.
going viral on our side and it comes across the media, then we can make
yeah,
a comment on it or we send prayers or anything like that, you know.
yeah, things like that.
But I think to your first comment, I think that's what it was. In a sense, it's like that.
Yeah,
You know?
and not to go too off topic, but like, you know, when we got to the Holocaust lessons in school,
Mm-hmm.
when we got to things like that, I would become so intrigued with, you know, the history, and I would be like, oh, okay, so let me Google this and, you know, go check out a book on that, see more about the people, the customs of what was going on, why did that happen, like, you know, things like that.
Why did it happen?
Yeah.
Yes, that's
And I kind of went off topic.
Stereotypes. What are the stereotypes that the Dutch people have about Americans?
And I think they're just very individual. They're also very religious.
So what do you mean individual?
Yeah, well, like it costs Obama really a lot of efforts to get something like social health security pushed through. So people just want to be left alone on themselves and, well, a little bit look after yourself, and God looks after everybody.
Okay, so it's like everyone's out for themselves. There's no, like, you have no backup. It's just like you're out there, out in the wilderness, you're trying to survive.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, I think that's a little bit too black
shared
and white,
that
but
before.
Okay.
compared to other countries, most Western countries, I think America is a little bit more individual. Yeah.
And another
Yeah.
thing they really say a lot is they're fake.
They're fake?
Yeah, that's what they say.
What do you mean they're fake? In regards to what?
That's what the Dutch people say about, oh yeah, the Americans, they're always so fake, they're always smiling and so cheerful, and you're their best friends, and you're coming to my...
I could see it. I could understand a little bit of why he may say something like that. Because sometimes people do come off as too friendly sometimes to where we, you know, it's questionable. But we even use the term, you know, well, you're fake. Like, yeah, I'm fake. Like, if you fake, like, if we call you fake, we don't want to be around you. Like, that's a different slang with the word fake out here. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. But I think, okay, so for example, at our son's fundraiser, of course, there's other parents that's around, but they had this one lady who came up to us and was, you know, just started chatting with us and just, you know, it's a good
Smiling
day.
and just,
yeah. I feel like that's just our culture. We can talk to someone. You know, we can go in their space and nothing will be wrong with it unless it's that individual who just don't like that, you know.
Yeah, they give that leave me alone type of vibe.
Yeah, but for the most part, we can walk up to, you know, strangers and, you know, hi, how you doing? You know, or if we're passing by in the store, like we don't just look the other way. And I'm not saying that we're going to speak to every single person in the store, but
acknowledgement.
when they come in our personal space,
right,
you know, like just walking by or just, oh, hi, can I get that cheese right there? You know?
Yeah.
So,
and to just
throw that
phrase out the window, like, again, like how we use it, the slang is different. If we call you fake, that's because we noticed that you did something that's like out of character. But if we meeting a person, we always want people to understand that first impression is your only impression. So whenever whenever you talk to a person and we like you, or you know, you create a liking for yourself to make people like you or your personality, then you a vibe. People want to be around you. They want to laugh. They want to grow. They want to get to know you. So smiling and being open and not overly friendly does come off as a normal thing over here. It's nothing to do with that's fake.
Right.
Fake for us is you told me something and you lied in my face and you wouldn't go tell somebody else to make them feel like, to make them not like me or something like that. That's like being fake. Like you playing two sides of the fence.
And you never know who you're standing next to.
True.
Like, you remember when we lived in Lake Charles, we would bump into the mayor of the city often.
Mm-hmm.
And he would even, nod his head. And I'm sure if we asked the question about, something that was important to his job description, he will sit there and he'll have a conversation with us. So you never know. You can be on side of, your next landlord, your next boss. You never know. So that kind of worries me. And I'm sorry, we're kind of going deep into these topics, but that kind of worries me. Not worry. I'm not a worried person. That concerns me if we were to move out of the country and we did come across a culture, who feel that, who's giving the cold shoulder to everybody, and nobody wants to talk. If I ask the direction, nobody, like, they look at me crazy, like that kind of
come with that smile. Hey, can you help me with something?
Yeah.
And they look at you like,
What
she's
you
smiling.
want?
What you want? You selling? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, so that kind of concerns me.
I feel that.
And I think it's just very nice way of being, but Dutch people perceive it as fake.
When it comes to like stereotypes, what are some of the stereotypes that the Dutch people have about Americans?
That Americans are like fake.
They're fake?
Yes, they're fake because they are extremely polite, which in Holland they are not. so that actually, it can be like, hey, is it meant like that? They're afraid that it's not.
No, it wouldn't be meant like that. Again, people know nobody's perfect.
Right.
Life's balance comes with all emotions. You just feel one more than the other. And whichever one takes over you, you embrace it, and you really can't do anything other than to feel what you feel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if a person's energy is on a very high vibration level, to them they may be fake. To us, it's like, man, we living in a peace that you can't even imagine.
Right.
You feel
like,
me?
what's the point of just not being polite? What's the point of not having manners? And I feel like that's why we have a lot of culture clashes when it comes to Americans, in the company of any other citizen from another country. Because let's take, for example, cutlery. If we're in a restaurant, they say a lot of times that Americans don't know, the proper salad forks and, the different forks, the different spoons, the different plates, the placement of where everything is supposed to be. And they say that it looks like we're using forks as a dagger when we're in other countries. So that is like a mannerism, right? So for us, the way that we speak, when you enter a room, you speak to someone, or, just these polite manners that we have, it's like, you'll judge us for the way that we eat, but not the way that we behave to other people or socialize,
Yeah.
Exactly, because in Holland they are in that way genuine, sometimes rude.
Politeness, I think Americans are very polite, very friendly.
Nice, open, and welcoming.
Yeah. No, it's not nice people, and a friendliness that we don't know in Europe, a more maybe even naive friendliness, but it's from the heart, and we're not used to that in Europe.
Any other stereotypes that people have about Americans?
Also, I think they're intolerant on the whole. I think they are more intolerant than say we are. I don't know, it's just, as I say, it's just that I think that they do think they are better than everybody else. That's all. And I don't like that idea that you are. I think we're all the same, and we all should feel that we're no better than anyone else. But nobody's better than us. That's my motto in life. We're no better than anyone else, but nobody's better than us.
What are some of the stereotypes that the Dutch people have about Americans?
Well, I think they assume that Americans feel that everything's big over there. So I should say that's a stereotype.
What do you mean, big?
Well,
I think what he mean is house real big, car real big,
we even have a
belly
song
real
about
big,
it.
everything real big.
I forgot the rest of the song, but that's a fact. That's not a stereotype. I remember when we were talking about houses, and it was like, oh my God, that's too much space. How you're going to heat up the house or cool down the house? We have central air and heat.
Yeah.
That's how we gonna cool it down and heat it up. So we need space. I remember we were in a 1-bedroom apartment with our baby, And the way our apartment was, like, it was a nice size apartment for us. But once we started moving into all the baby stuff, it was like, we got to go.
It's like it's too clouded. It's too crowded,
Yeah.
clustered. Everything is on top of everything. You can't really, you just feel like, you want to breathe more. You're like, you want to have that extra arm space. You know what I'm saying? Like,
We
you
want
want
things to look neat.
at least some private area that you can be alone in. If your house is not to that expanse, you know what I'm saying, if it's not that big, then you're going to really feel like everyone is down your back.
Yeah.
Breathing.
Yeah.
Impression that if Americans come to the Netherlands where everything is small, of course, that they compare and they think, you know, in America everything's bigger, and many things are big. It's a bigger country, and
So like bigger cars and bigger people.
Now don't get me wrong. I can make a mention here. I could be in a small space with my family. I could be in a small space with them. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. But
It's just my favorite word.
In reality, in the aspects of it, I would like the house that has space, that has yard,
storage,
that has storage. You know what I'm saying? Because it's your home. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a vacation spot where you could hear for one moment, then you there, and you're like, yeah, it's my home. I want to put everything where I want in my home at certain locations.
Right. So it's preference.
Big old P.
Preference.
Big old P word.
Some other stereotypes that the Dutch have about Americans.
patriotic, religious. But yeah, speaking loud, religious, patriotic, you got a few there.
Any more traditions or things that you don't understand about American culture?
You keep on trying. Many people, or the idea that many people are obese, that's another thing.
Everything they eat is way more than the rest of the world eats. They're all fat.
They eat a lot of fast food or something.
Like burgers and pizza.
Yeah, man. That's they're fat and
Well, they eat a lot. they eat big portions. That's what I hear.
Come on down to the south. We're going to show y'all
That's what I hear.
what good food is now. Talking about we eat a lot. No, it's good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, so a lot of times when we're watching these videos, people say that, you know, America has bad food. We can't speak for America. We can speak for the South because we be throwing down.
Facts.
So if our food is bad, baby, we know how to make it good, and we don't eat nothing that's not seasoned.
You don't be sleeping good.
Okay?
And what kind of food do they eat? Big portions.
Yeah, of course, hamburgers and pizza.
Okay, so where'd you get these stereotypes from?
Well, people who've been there, television,
TV.
magazines. Yeah.
So the people that have been there, they're like, oh my god, you gotta see these burgers. They're huge.
Just something like that, yes.
Are there any other stereotypes that you could think of?
Workaholic?
Workaholics?
Yes. Never take holidays.
They're really easy to manipulate. For example, in this case, Donald Trump for president. I know a lot of Dutch people who really have their question marks with that sort of stuff.
dumb and ignorant. You see there's these little things on YouTube or wherever TV, and then they interview an American and they go like, "Oh, do you know where Amsterdam is? Oh yeah, that's the capital of Germany." Or they say things like this.
So you know their geological location.
Kind of go back to your comment.
To be more specific, things on high schools and universities, the sorority things, the student life seems that they're really easy to have intercourse with other people. They're really not that hard to get into.
Sir, this gotta do what are we talking? Sir, you've been watching too much TV. Cause what do you really? So you just think everybody just going to college just to do that? Hold up, wait a minute.
Hey, bro, you.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Oh,
Sir,
God.
everybody who is a part of college is not in a sorority or a fraternity. Yeah.
Guys like that, you ask them how many American girls you been with, and he'd be like, I've never been with an American girl.
It's not like it is on TV.
Yeah,
It's
I think
not.
TV is what's tripping people's minds out.
Yes.
Like for real. Because our televisions all over the world sell sex. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
just about. I mean, so you see that on TV, and then if it's in another country, you'd be like, oh man, they crazy out there. They living like Las Vegas on TV.
Oh,
God. Like, yes, it's a whole nother eyesight for you.
Y'all, it is not like that. I remember in one of the videos I asked, what do y'all do for college? When y'all go to college, and y'all was like, study. And I'm like, okay, I wasn't talking about that. Of course, you go to college to study, but what I was talking about was extracurricular activities. You know, college sports is a big thing for our colleges. That's just our culture. That does not mean that that is a bad thing. That's just our culture. Okay. Yeah, it's not like that in college.
Nah.
A lot of people majority of the people who go to college, they take it seriously. Okay, they go to college to get their studies done and be out.
This is just a reaction, yo.
Yes.
We're gonna just leave it at that because I could have go in.
He went
bed.
south.
It doesn't really depend on if they're here or if you're in America. You know, they really want something, and that's I think that's different. The fact that everything is really driven on cars and stuff. We do everything by bike. We walk a lot, and I think a lot of people.
You pull up, my boy. You pull up on a girl on a bike and see if she's gonna be easy.
Well, out there, he's trying to come on, let's get on.
If that's their culture, if they love bikes and, you know what I'm saying, girls like a guy on the bike, then that's it. But I hear we do got cars and nice things, so you come out here on a bicycle, you're not gonna get looked at the same.
Yeah,
it's not gonna be that easy.
I've been looking in the background and all I've seen is cars. I mean, not cars, bikes.
Yeah, I see that.
I thought that this was a street. Okay, so I was going to compare that our streets look like this because in another video y'all was like
I would say bourbon.
Bourbon? It looked like a regular intersection to me.
It does, but at the same time,
but I never saw a car pass right there, so I'm guessing that this is the city center and the cars are not right here.
Yeah.
So what was I saying?
The background reminds you of something.
Yeah, you all were asking how. Y'all are saying that our roads are dangerous. Well, our streets look just like this road. And where you all are riding in the middle of the street, that is where we ride our cars. And there's a bike lane. And then there's pedestrian walks where y'all are. So our streets look exactly like this.
Yeah.
There's just street lights and stuff.
America, everything is automatic. Like the movie WALL-E, but in WALL-E everything is sort of automatic, and at a certain point we will just get carried around in seats and that kind of stuff. I think a lot of people think that will start in the United States.
That people like to have weapons as well. The idea that they can protect themselves, that's something
The Second Amendment is something that we don't understand at all.
Second Amendment is something that I feel a lot of people do embrace. We do enjoy tools.
Yeah, I mean, if y'all are on our TikTok and all that, y'all saw that we went to the gun range.
So yeah, it's but some people
pros
have
and cons, honestly.
Like you said, it's purpose. Again, everyone have their reasoning. Some people do have it as again, everyone have their own reasoning. You feel me? So it's just a thing that people really do adapt to easy.
Yeah, the only thing I wish we could change about that law is that it wouldn't get in the bad hands. And, I feel like I wish it was a little bit more... I wish the test was a little bit more extensive to where everyone couldn't get it. Like, if you have any mental anything, you couldn't get it. And
they still get it.
They would.
They would.
But...
Oh, bro,
it's pros and cons. So, at the end of the day, it's either we have it or we don't.
Yeah, it's a funny. It's.
But to protect yourself in a country of crazy people, yes, yeah.
Just watch the Discovery Channel, and then I don't understand why they have teeth.
Americans.
Why their teeth so long? Why they eating animals and why they defensive and why they screaming and the jungle is basically like it's a real place, bro. So
yeah.
And this amendment they're talking about.
Well, we know what the content is. We just don't know why you would have it.
So, where'd you get these stereotypes from?
I think most of it is from the internet,
bro.
From Facebook, from specific groups which bring out a media which is really focused on the way people look at things.
He needs a real interaction.
Of media,
the internet.
Sure. We have a lot of programs we watch. Sort of have the same things as well, especially when you're young. We get a lot of American programs to start with. I think it starts really early, actually. Most of it through media. I think most of it through media. Yeah.
So where'd you guys get these stereotypes from?
With stereotypes, you know, there's often some truth, of course. So, of course, you come across Americans who confirm those kind of stereotypes. There are others who go against it. So, with Obama, you know, many perceptions have been killed. Because there was this idea that America is ruling the world, that they intervene wherever they want to, and things are changing. So
y'all felt like that over Obama?
We're in the.
That is different.
I didn't really get the kids distracted me.
You was watching the kids.
Yeah, they was going crazy.
Okay, so he said some people killed the stereotypes when he'll meet Americans, and some validated it. So for us, like, again, to our earlier conversation about you know, just being so focused on creating the life that we want to live, growing up, the only cultures that I had the opportunity of being, you know, really getting to know was the Laos community. I can't say that I knew many Africans until I moved to Texas. That's it. That's it.
So would you rate this video from the point of view of these people?
I enjoyed it. I mean, you know, you always can learn from things, especially the way people view you, but I don't like that y'all see things in the media and think that it's true. Like,
that's the problem. Yeah.
Our media, especially like reality TV, drama sells, so they have to show negativity.
With how we operate out here, we go through more, because obviously you guys don't even have a gun problem out there.
Right.
So with us having these mindsets, we already know how the tricks that may come up against us, and we know how to move around it.
Exactly.
So it's like the mindset is so much more intense. It's so much more focused. It's like it's sharpened. You know what I'm saying? Because of the trials that we go through right here. And not everybody even have to go through trials to have a sharpened mindset. They can read, they can study, they can just observe. But if the internet is showing you things that is not benefiting the viewpoint of a person that you haven't met before, then I don't think the mind is being sharpened. It's being bamboozled is the word.
Yeah.
It's being tricked. You feel me?
Yeah.
Easily tricked.
Because that would be like, okay, you know, y'all know we watch a lot of videos with you guys, all right? So that would be like us believing every single thing we hear. We're not naive people at all.
Bro, our comment is not even like that.
Yeah.
Like, they come in the comment section and be like, yo, bro, sis, that video, I'm letting you know right now that wasn't the one.
So
they
like,
say some stuff in that video that's not even facts.
Yeah, we take everything with a grain of salt.
Fact,
you know,
yeah.
The purpose of these videos is just to, you know, educate ourselves on the true stuff, the things that are true. Because after the videos, we go back and, you know, let's research this. Let's learn more about this, because we are, you know, preparing to visit. Not going to say the places that we're going to visit, but we are planning to visit next year a lot of these places, and we want to know, we want to be prepared. All right?
That's that.
So, we hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you like to support the channel that way, and we'll see you soon. Peace.